shit, go ahead.
Well, no, you know me. I'm a Pac-Man fan. I'm not.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
not
yeah, yeah.
fucking. I just want to know, like, if you know anything about why he's fighting, because it's kind of random to me.
I like Miss Pac-Man myself.
You like Miss Pac-Man? So you like
Yeah, the
Jinky?
video game, right?
You like
Blinky?
Jinky?
Nah, nah, fuck.
Jinky. You love Jinky. You like that shit, huh? Like that Fox, the
Blinky,
iPhone
right?
shit. Not Jinky.
I thought we were talking about video games. What are we talking about?
I thought you were talking about Miss Pac-Man.
You said you like you're into Pac-Man.
Yeah, and then you said you like Miss Pac-Man, so that's the wife of Manny Pacquiao, Jinky
Oh, we're
Pacquiao.
talking about Pacquiao. My bad, I misunderstood.
Oh, dang it. So is so Pacquiao is not fighting. It's a Pac-Man video game tournament.
Mario Barrios is playing in a Pac-Man tournament. What?
Breaking news.
Breaking news dito sa Manila.
Hey, what the fuck? Zach got the chat GPT to speak Tagalog right now.
That was not me.
That was me.
Oh, was it? I thought it was Zach. I was like, what the fuck?
I only know one phrase. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Say it.
Sip sipping
Maganda.
Montetico bakla.
Ah!
Shout out
Sip
Obes, he
sip
taught me that.
sip
Yeah.
sip.
Uh,
All right.
Sip sip
Bleezy.
I'm gonna sip sip
Obes.
sip sip some Hennessy.
I know. Ooh.
Welcome to the cave where the men are bold, covering sports tales that have never been told. From the court to the ring, we bring the heat. B-ball, football, combat sports, KD. In the underground cave, we ball like the best. Dribble through the fences, yo, we ain't stressed. From three-pointers to slam dunks, we make it rain. Cave Sports Mania, it's the name of the game. 5P0RT5. When the cavemen, we're always live. 5P0RT5. When the action, come take a dive.
Hello, everybody. This is Francis, and I'm with my boys. I am proper and feel the
So,
burn with another
Yo.
episode of Cave Sports.
if you feel the burn, you should get that check.
Feel me.
Yeah, it's been a minute, y'all. So I'm glad that we're back just to talk about some topics that came to our mind as of recently. Two things I want
Bruh.
to talk about today is them conversations about ring culture in the NBA.
Hmm.
T Mac and Gilbert Arenas be they be talking about some stuff that we think is controversial, but you know we all have our opinions and we like to, and that's what we're going to talk about. And then we're going to end it with some Pac-Man versus who's he fighting again, Jermaine?
Mario Barrios, who a lot of people feel like was just given the belt and he didn't really deserve it. So we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, so that's coming. That's going to be a fight later this month in Vegas. But yeah, guys, just wanted to see what's up with the. What do you guys think about like T Mac and Gilbert Arenas talking like there's talking about it like a lot of hypotheticals. Like if I was on this team, I would have won this many championships.
I
If I
mean,
was,
I guess,
for,
just right off the bat, I guess if you don't have rings, that's all you can talk about, right?
exactly, exactly. I mean, I know LeBron mentioned something in Mind the Game how like ring culture is a big thing, but I don't know. I mean, that's just how it's always been. Like from the jump. Like if you
But I
don't have
mean,
championships, it doesn't mean you're any less of a good player than you were. But
no.
if if you're like Jerry West who only won one ring,
Hmm.
there's a cloud over his head. I'm sure he thinks about it too. He couldn't beat the Celtics. He had to beat the New York Knicks in like '72,
Right.
and so yeah, I mean, and then T Mac is like saying if he was on the Lakers with Shaq, he would have won some chips. I mean, if I was 7 feet tall, I would be in the PBA, but who fucking
Right.
knows, you know?
Honestly, yeah. I mean, I think, you know, with LeBron, I think it's just more of something coming to his head, right? Because it's always been a conversation. It's like, man, How many times has this fool lost in the playoffs? I mean, he got his rings, but granted, to a lot of people, it's because he couldn't do it with the team he was drafted with initially, right? He had to go jump to Miami, um, get a ring there, which, as much as I thought he was whack for doing that, leaving Cleveland, and the way he like televised it, I thought he was whack, but that was a crazy LeBron in Miami. I got to give him
Mhm.
the credit for that.
Yeah.
That was one of the best performances we've seen from LeBron, but it will always over it will always be overshadowed by, like, let's say, casual viewers to say like, well, he needed it with Bosch and Dwayne Wade. It's like, yeah, I'm sure it opened up the floor a lot for him, for sure, to dominate the way he did. But with that being said, of course, like, you don't do a sport and just be like, you know what, I was pretty good, but at the end of the day, you don't see Tiger Woods saying like, yeah, I placed fifth in a match. It's like, no, he fucking.
Ex-
It's all about getting the championships. You
Mhm.
wanna talk about being great, like LeBron called himself King James. Okay, call yourself King James, but you better get the rings to go
Mm.
with it.
Yeah, for sure. I
So when we
mean,
talk ring culture though, like
Hmm.
it, I want to just make sure that like there's some context behind it, right? Like
Hmm.
is is the general argument of ring culture the more rings you have, the greater your legacy? Because if so, there's no greater legacy than Bill Russell, right?
Or
Because
Robert
he has
Ory.
the most. And Robert Horry's up there; he's got fucking 5, right?
Right.
Like whereas I feel like what needs to be the focus for ring culture is the sense of like it's it's the most important achievement that a team can win in sports, to get the ring, to get the championship. However, the same can be said when you're talking about individual greatness. Like you're gonna want those MVPs and you're gonna want those other awards as well. Like you're not just gonna look to the rings, because if so, then like I said, Bill Russell's the greatest basketball player of all time.
mhm. Yeah, I mean that context is key. Because yeah, like Bill Russell, you can make the if that's the case, then Robert Horry is like one of the best players too. But it's all like you have to blend. We know Robert Horry is great, good and all, but he's not in the same conversation as Michael Jordan, LeBron,
Of course.
Magic Johnson, Larry
Hmm.
Bird. Those guys, they're in a tier of their own. And then when you get to that tier, it gets to a point, okay, like who has the most rings at that point? Which is
Right.
why a lot of people give their flowers to Jordan as the best because he's in that tier one, like S tier, whatever you may call it, and he has like 6 rings to back that up. That's why LeBron and Kobe are in that same conversation because they have their rings to back it up, plus the accolades. So I guess it's just like I guess maybe some of that context when LeBron was speaking about that in Mind the Game. I didn't see that episode,
Uh-huh.
but I'm
I've
assuming
seen
he
it all
was.
over, like, X, people tweeting about it.
Yeah, and I'm sure he was talking. He was like Steve Nash is the new co-host, so like I'm sure there was some context in there and how like Steve Nash was also really, really great point guard, but he doesn't have the rings to back it up. I mean, it
Yeah.
just it's just one of
I
those
think a lot of
things.
factors come into play too for that, right? It's like, well, what was their team like? You can't. At the end of the day, basketball is a team sport, and that's the
Yeah.
obvious thing. And you could put, like you said, you could put anyone on one team. You could put one guy on one team, and like let's say Damian Lillard. He put Portland on his back, and that doesn't take away anything how great and whatever he did with that team. But really, if you look at that roster, how is he supposed to win a ring with that shit?
Yeah.
How?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like, there's a, I guess there's a gray area if you want to talk about rings, and like people always want, like, that is what I mean. There's some points to what LeBron was saying, is like, why should rings tarnish someone's legacy? I mean, I 100% get that, but I think it also comes to the point, like, how comes it's just always going to be a conversation. That's just how it is. This guy never
Yeah.
won a championship in any sport, really. It's just like, well, that guy never won a fucking championship. Why should we call him the greatest? And really, all you have to back that up now is like a list of their accolades. Like, well, look at it. He set these records. And LeBron, people are hard on him too because he's just an easy person to pick on. I just see it that way. It's because people don't like how he flops all the fucking time. People don't like how he cries to the ref. So it's easy to kind of say, nah, this guy, he has this fucking record in the finals, and it's always the conversation when that's brought up. It's what Jordan didn't have that kind of a losing record. He never faced a game 7, blah blah blah. But
Hmm.
as fair as it is, it's also people always say I hate to be that guy, but it's also a different time, like in basketball. It's not the same.
Yeah.
And people are saying it's tougher back then. Yeah, I'm sure. But if LeBron was also playing at that time, maybe he would be more aggressive. But these players are smart. They know how to play the game to their advantage. If you're gonna flop, flop. It's fucking whack, but if it gives you an edge, there's nothing in the rule book that's really prohibiting them from doing it. It's just a lot of people talking shit about it on the internet. It's just how the game is played nowadays, and a lot of people who grew up watching like us, we grew up watching where hard nosed and kind of taking hard fouls was kind of the thing, and seeing it now is kind of like, oh man. But people growing up now are like, oh yeah, take the fucking flop. It's just
Yeah.
it's just part of the strategy now, and that's why it's easy for people to criticize LeBron of his shit and the ring culture. Um, it's always going to be a conversation to an extent, and I think some people will get passes in that. You don't see people like really giving Damian Lillard shit for not really having a ring right now. You don't see
Yeah.
people. I think it's just easy to pick on the person. Like if
Mm-hmm.
if they have a fan base, like like I said, we'll drop back to LeBron. LeBron has a huge fan base, but he also has a huge hater base, and that's why it's a clashing thing. And for me, if LeBron didn't win any rings and he was just with Cleveland, yeah, hell yeah, he'd be like one of the greats for sure, because no one in Cleveland was doing anything like he was.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, to an extent, like I kind of agree with LeBron though, because I mean, to nitpick an individual
Hmm.
because they never got rings. I mean, look at like for example, like T Mac in the picture, like he never really had a good team like orchestrated around him. Like he wasn't
Hmm.
on a legendary franchise like the Lakers, who had people in the front office that were smart enough to build around Kobe and Shaq, or around Shaq and Pau, or whatever
Exactly.
you may be. I mean, some of these franchises, they're running it like a business. They want to be profitable,
Hmm.
and sometimes winning a championship is not on their mind. They're just trying to sell tickets. So T Mac was the face of the franchise for the Orlando Magic at one point, and they didn't really put anyone that great around. I mean, he had Grant Hill at one point, but being the circumstances, people get injured. Things don't work out. I mean, look at John Stockton and Karl Malone. Like, if they didn't run into fucking Michael Jordan, like they probably would have won at least one championship
Yeah,
in the
Michael Jordan
'90s.
was the reason why a lot of people didn't get rings.
Yeah, yeah. And
So,
then look at like Hakeem Olajuwon and Robert Horry. Like,
mhm.
would they have won a ring if Michael Jordan never left for baseball? I'm not sure. I don't. I think LeBron. I think Mike MJ would have won every ring from 91 all the way to like 99
Yeah,
if
but you
he
see, like
stayed.
with that, people often say like Michael Jordan did it. No, he didn't necessarily do it by himself. He didn't really
Oh yeah,
until
hell
they
no.
got Scottie Pippen on, and then all of a sudden, he had that help. I mean, to an extent, like even Kobe, people are like, well, Kobe was like, well, he had fucking Shaq, and then he also had Pau Gasol. But
Mm,
it's not necessarily help. It's also knowing the front office, knowing how to move, like you said,
mm,
put
mm,
pieces in place for these guys to succeed. And T Mac could have had that, but the front office didn't really do anything about it. And
mm, mm.
and then he went to the Rockets, and fucking Yao Ming, cool, whatever. But it wasn't enough. They
Yeah,
were,
yeah.
and then but also the thing is, going back, the Rockets was so like focused on just Yao Ming too, like Yao Ming, because they had a heavy China fan base because of Yao, so they were trying to cater to that a lot, right? But
Yeah,
T
man.
Mac and um, like you said, like it's just they're a victim of like poor management by the front office, and you can't really
Mm,
hold that against them. So I do understand where T Mac's coming from. Man, if I was on that team, I was on it, then you should have fucking done something like requested a trade. And that's the
mm,
thing
mm,
about being too loyal to the wrong teams. Like I get it,
mm,
people are like I want to be loyal, but there's also a point like you got to think about yourself, and that's kind of where things kind of fell short, right? Kind of.
mhm,
I don't blame them for that mindset of just trying to stick it through with the team. I that's the competitive nature, but if your front office ain't doing shit, then you gotta like make moves for yourself. And that's why Kobe would literally say like fucking trade me. You remember when he was like
Yeah,
you know what? Take me to the Bulls, fuck it. And
mhm,
everyone's like, oh shit. And so the front office like, oh shit, we gotta make some moves. And what did they do? They made moves for Kobe. And I
yeah.
feel like if you're that kind of player and you feel that way, you should, you know, be in that position of like negotiate your terms with that team if you're going to succeed.
Hmm. Yeah, man. I mean, T Mac, even when he went to the Rockets were fucking good. I mean, they took Lakers to like 7 games in '09 or 2010, and
But it
if
always
Yao
had like
Ming
that
and
missing piece. There was always a missing piece.
well, I always say too, like the best ability is availability, and T
Yeah,
Mac and
that is
Yao
true.
Ming got injured in one of
Yeah.
those series. Um, yeah, Yao Ming skipped to my Lou, and they had fucking like Aaron Brooks was like
Aaron
fucking
Brooks was great. Yeah.
Aaron Brooks like was going crazy in that
Yeah.
series,
I remember
but
that.
yeah, like you said, like it just wasn't enough. Like whether it was injuries or whatever, like part of winning rings is staying healthy, and if you can't stay healthy, like you could say Penny Hardaway would have been the best if he stayed healthy. I mean,
Brandon
we go
Roy,
back
you could
to
say that
yeah,
too. Yeah.
Brandon Roy, like Greg Oden. You can make these claims with players from like who knows, God knows when, from the '70s till now. Like if they didn't get injured, if they didn't have this happen to them in their life, it's
Yeah.
all like it's all what ifs, and
Yeah.
we got to live in reality sometimes and just be like, I didn't win a ring because I wasn't in a position to win a ring. I just wasn't good enough, or I didn't have a good enough team, and you just gotta own that shit
Mm-hmm.
and just be about it, I guess. But it's kind of crazy though. Like these guys are just saying what ifs. I would have won that. I would have won that. So it's really like it's really easy to say, and hindsight's 2020. But I don't know. It's kind of soft for me for people to say that. Like I don't know.
Oh, like you mean like
Do
it's
either of
like
you guys think it's
it's soft
hilarious
for them
that
to
this
do
is
that?
being facilitated by T Mac?
Do I think it's hilarious it's being facilitated by T Mac?
Like the conversation, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah, especially because Kobe and T Mac are like cool with each other, and then, but it's not like T Mac's
He's not
like
thrashing
throwing shade.
Kobe.
He's not throwing shade at Kobe. He's just like
He's just like putting himself in a position to be compared to because I feel like, you know, for people who actually watch, T-Bag was fucking dope,
T
right?
Mac was fucking crazy. Yeah, he was
Yeah, like right,
so good.
and but also in his era, he was also the shadow was Kobe. You
Yeah,
know, kind
yeah,
of like in the
100%.
times when Michael Jordan was out, like there's a lot of fucking dope ass players around that era too, but they were
Hmm.
overshadowed by Jordan. T
Yeah.
Mac is also just saying, like, man, if I was there, we could do the same thing because in his mind, and I think so too, I would have to agree that maybe, yeah, he could have done something with the Lakers with Shaq.
Hmm.
You know,
Hmm.
there's a high possibility. I mean, but when you come down and look at it, it's like you said, Francis, like it's the injuries. T Mac was also what injury prone.
Yeah, yeah. Like you could, he has to add like if I was on the Lakers and if I was 100% healthy every fucking
Yeah,
time, then yeah, sure, Team Mac, you would have probably at least won one. But
yeah,
I mean, it's just one of those things. Like I hate dealing with what ifs. It's kind of annoying to me.
it
Like
is.
if I was this, if I had this situation, like if I had $1 million in capital, I could have grew this business. Blah blah blah. I mean, it's a lot of what ifs. Like you don't know
Yeah, I
if
mean,
that
you
would have
don't see
actually
his
happened.
cousin,
Yeah,
like Vince Carter. He's
yeah.
gonna go down as a great of, you
Mm.
know, it doesn't matter. Like he doesn't have rings or anything, but he's not talking about this what ifs because he understand. Maybe he does. Maybe he's just off
Mm.
the record talking about this shit. But it's just like
Yeah, yeah.
I think he's more of like, I did the best I could. Like I get that kind of mentality from Vince. Like I'm happy with my shit. That's why he played
Mhm.
as long as he did. He's like, I
Mhm.
had
Mhm.
fun and that's what mattered, and he'll leave it up to the people. I get that kind of vibe from Vince Carter. He's like, I'll leave it up to the people. He's always been that kind of guy. But I feel like right now what we're seeing is, like we're also seeing Gilbert Arenas talking about this shit. They're kind of trying to validate themselves. Like, no, bro, I could have been this. Like, yeah, well, I mean, if
Yeah.
you didn't bring a fucking gun, you know?
There's a Netflix documentary about that shit too. I kind of want to
I
watch
have
it.
it on my list. I haven't gotten to it, but it
Yeah,
looks like
yeah.
I think it's called something shooting guards.
Yeah, shooting guards, exactly. Yeah, that's so funny.
I mean, I was like, well, like how the it's so funny that you
Perfect name.
yeah, but it's just like you guys said, like it's one of those guys just talk like Charles Barkley never got a ring, but you don't see him talking about the what ifs. He's
Hmm.
funny about it. He has got a good sense of humor about it. Um, but I just think it's just like T Mac and Gilbert Arenas at a point trying to seek validation. It's like People like,
or
yeah, I
get some
agree. You know,
views.
T-Mac would definitely, and then T-Mac would probably feel all good. It's like, see, they
Yeah,
agree. You know?
yeah.
Barkley's definitely bitter about not winning a ring, though.
Oh, I'm sure, but he's got a good sense of humor about it.
Hey, do you guys think the culture of when the ring was won factors into the ring culture debate? So, like, I know a lot of people say that there's probably more competition nowadays when you win an NBA championship compared to when Jordan was at the height of his career. Do you think that factors in or no?
I think to an extent, I mean, yeah, there's an argument that Jordan's rings were. I mean, I saw some arguments online that Jordan's rings weren't as hard because there was like 3 or 4 expansion teams in that
Mm.
area. So you have 4 new teams with they weren't that great. So some of your regular season games are kind of just walks in the park. But
But
it's
see,
also
that's
like
the
you're not seeing those teams in the playoffs though. So it's also like
right.
kind of this like
It's also never been more
doesn't really
international,
matter.
though, either.
That's
Yeah,
true.
that's true.
But it's just like, but that doesn't take away from, like, they still played for those rings. It's not like,
Mhm.
oh yeah, it was easy, 4 expansion teams, whatever. But they still had to play for those rings. It's not like,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
it's just like, oh, okay, it's easy, we got it. It's like, no, I mean, even for now, like, even for LeBron, I'm gonna give him his credit. Like, he struggled, yeah, but he still played for those fucking rings. And that bubble ring, I still really don't really whatever
Hey, hey,
about
hey,
that
hey,
ring.
hey,
It's
hey, hey,
legit. Stop hating.
hey.
It's legit. It's not like baseballs.
But no, it's just like, you can't blame these players for the era they're playing in either. They still got to play for these rings. They're still
Yeah,
competing for that shit. So to say like, oh, Jordan, all these statistics, at the end of the day, he still won those fucking rings. You can't take that away from him. LeBron, he still
exactly.
won
Right.
those rings too. You can't take that away from him. It doesn't matter. It's like, yeah, it's a different time, but
That's where my point
winning's
of bringing that
winning.
up is like you have to like take it for what it is, because that plays into the what if that Francis was talking about, and kind of how this has all been formulated is like it's all based on the what if, essentially, right? Like,
Yeah.
and for that, like, we'll never know, so we gotta just take it at face value for what it is. And for every
Yeah.
argument about the game being harder now because there's more, it's more international, it's a more quote unquote skillful game than it was when Jordan played. Like
Mm-hmm.
you said, you had to play those games, and back then those games were way more physical on each other. Like when there was less whistles for certain types of contact, whereas now you're getting more whistles. So while I think for every argument that 82 games now compared to 82 games when Jordan played, I think it's probably more even, because the physicality that you have to have for recovery now, because it's more of a run and gun type game, you had to have
Hmm.
recovery for getting the shit beat out of you for 48 minutes when Jordan played.
Going with the 82 games, just kind of veer off the topic just a little bit. There's a lot of conversation about maybe they should shorten the fucking season because of the injuries, the torn ACLs. What do you guys think of that shit?
Bullshit. Yeah,
Right.
man. I mean,
That's
that's
how I think. I was
just.
like, what do you mean? Back, it's always been 82 now, so we got to shorten this shit.
Yeah, I mean, the injuries are because of the type of game it's being played now.
Right.
There's not a lot of stopping moments. Like you can take breaks within the game, like when it's a half court game, you could, walk it up the court. If you're on defense, you'll set up. I mean, you have like it's like 5 seconds break. But now it's just like you're like on the move every fucking time. You're setting screens, you're coming off screens, you're going on fast
It's so
breaks. It's
fast paced now.
yeah, it's crazy. So
If anything,
I don't
spread the months when we play out, spread the season out, put more times in between games. Don't
that's
shorten the season.
yeah. Yeah, that's the one thing. I think sometimes there's too many back to backs. Keep it at 82 games, but like you can start a little bit earlier versus like I think they start in like late October now. Like you can
Yeah.
probably start like in early October and like still
Right. You
finish
can
the
start early
season.
October for sure.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
space it out. Like you said, back to back, I feel like is what's really killing them. This back to
yeah.
back games. And then even like going from one fucking stadium to another, that's
Mhm.
that's exhausting,
Mhm.
man. Like,
Yeah.
that's why but people are like, well, that's why they get paid the big bucks. I was like, yeah, I get it. But also, they're getting paid the big bucks, but putting their body in like very
Then you'll get less resting from your
strenuous
stars too,
situations.
if you think about it.
Yeah.
Like if you
So,
don't have back to backs, they're gonna play more, so the ratings are
Yeah.
gonna be up.
Yeah. Yeah,
and then
100%.
people get mad. It's like, well, like, it's a funny conversation when people are like, I think it's funny too. Like, oh, maintenance day. He's not playing because of maintenance day, and people are pissed off. It's like, I mean, I get it. Yeah, I'd be pissed off. He's like, I fucking paid money and I get to see LeBron play. What the fuck is this?
Bruh.
But I guess like when you're at like LeBron, you can command those days. Like, no, I'm gonna take a break today. But what about the
Yeah.
other players who don't have that luxury, but putting their bodies through these strenuous things? So I see the argument, but I don't think they should shorten it. I do think, like you said, Francis, they could space these fucking games out.
Yeah. Yeah. Back to back games. Like sometimes on the schedule is like back to back, like 1 day rest, and then it's like another back to back. It's like that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And it's like, why do you think football players only play like once a week?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes twice a week. They got a Thursday following, but even then, there's a good space between that. But that's a different conversation.
Yeah.
Can't wait for football season, boys.
Oh
Yep.
yeah. Oh yes. It's around the corner.
Oh,
But
let's go.
I want to talk about one last thing regarding ring culture. Then we'll start talking about the boxing fight. I
Okay.
think I want your guys' opinion because I feel like ring culture. My opinion is that it has been created by the media of like people who never really even played. It's just like journalists, and they have their
Oh yeah.
opinions and all that stuff. And I think now we're seeing T Mac and like Gilbert Arenas and LeBron. They're trying to speak up because now the media is involving the players now. So I think it's kind of just their way of rebelling against the old guard of journalists and media that kind of make the decisions and like on votes and all that stuff. And I mean, let's be real, like if Kobe didn't have a bad relationship with the media, like in '05, '06, '07, he probably has at least one more MVP. You can't. Steve Nash definitely earned that first one, but that second one had to be Kobe's. But like I'm saying right now, is the media kind of controlling the narrative on players, and now is like the time where players are kind of taking that narrative back because
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of people talk shit about Gilbert Arenas and T Mac and Billy Bobbin or whatever in the media back in the day, and now that they have the platform, they're gonna talk their shit too. So, I mean, what do you guys think about that?
I would I would actually have to agree on like the media like very much controlling the narrative of players, because how many times have we seen like all-star voting, like what the fuck is that? Or the
Mm-hmm.
MVP race, like what the fuck is that defensive player, like all those things where like players are gonna, where we think like, oh, that guy, it should be that guy, it should be that guy. All of a sudden we're looking at like, wait, what the fuck, how did that guy get in there? It's like it's definitely the media pulling the narrative, but like you said, I feel like, yeah, the players are trying to pull it back, and maybe that's why Gilbert and T Mac are raising their voices, because like, no, you guys because we're playing around Kobe, you made it seem like we suck. It's like, no, we don't
Mm,
suck. Like,
yeah,
put us on that
yeah,
team, we could do the same shit, and arguably maybe they could. I would have to agree. Like, T Mac and Gilbert Arenas were no fucking chumps. They were not.
yeah,
They
yeah.
were just a
Very.
victim of shitty teams, shitty organization, not doing the right thing to put around them, but they still made it work for whatever they had. But because of that, the media was like, no, they suck. These guys are the best. Who got the
Mm-hmm.
three-peat? It's the fucking Lakers. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So definitely the media pushes that, and then like you get casuals who read those articles, and they're like,
Mm-hmm.
oh yeah, fuck yeah, the
Mm-hmm.
Lakers, they just repeat, they're the
Yeah.
best. So
Yeah,
it's an
yeah,
easy
yeah.
thing. But yeah, so I would definitely say it's very media narrative pushed, and with players having their own podcast, things like that, it's able to kind of put different eyes instead of reading what fucking Brian Windhorst is posting or whatever.
Yo, Brian Winters looks like he never even touched a basketball in his life.
You guys don't like Wendy?
Hey, Wendy's cool, but like, goddamn, man, there's a lot of opinions. Same with Stephen A. Smith and Skip
Yeah,
Bayless. Like, these guys aren't even like real hoopers. Like, they
no,
just been around. They
My
just been
biggest thing,
around the beat.
they just know how to write the shit. That's
Yeah,
all it is.
yeah.
And they know
my
how to
biggest
like,
thing with the media, guys,
uh-huh.
is that they know so much that a lot of people don't, and the way that they handle themselves by knowing the knowledge is super annoying.
Yeah.
And it really, like, for me, that's my worst, like, that's like the biggest pet peeve of mine with the media, because they do control so much, and I don't feel like they embrace or understand how much they do control with their words. and they can get real. There's a lot of malpractice, in my opinion, with the way that media, especially certain media types, you could probably guess which ones, but they just
Oh yeah,
the way that they act is just annoying.
bro. Who was that other guy? Like Nick Wright? I hate Nick Wright.
He's grown on
Nick
me,
Wright.
but I get it.
Really?
Yeah, he really
Bro,
has.
he's like the biggest Kobe hater and Eagles hater.
Of course you hate
Well,
him,
he's a
you know,
LeBron
but
fan. He's
it's
a
true,
Chiefs
man.
fan. That's why.
Yeah,
Ah,
yeah,
Chiefs fan.
yeah.
Okay, but
Nah. But yeah, all right. Anything else you guys want to add to the the conversations
the
about
ring culture,
NBA ring
yeah.
culture?
I mean, what do you? I mean, I guess we could close it with this. I mean, we kind of touched base on it, but we kind of just expanded. But do you guys really think rings define a player's legacy?
I think if they're like a tier one like baller, I think it does
Mm-hmm.
define their legacy to some extent. Not to say that they're like, you never won a ring, you fucking suck. It's just like I can't consider you one of the goats. You know,
Right.
like I can't. It's just one of those things.
I would have to agree. I feel like you said, if you're a superstar or an all star, you're in that ring conversation. It's like, well, how come he doesn't have a ring? You know, um, and I guess that's why people. I guess that it gets to their head too. That's why like, fuck it, I'm gonna join this team and get a ring. You know, like you got Kevin Durant who went to the fucking Warriors and got his ring and shit. So
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
but people gave him shit for it. You know, it's like go back to Golden State now. People are saying that, and now obviously he's with the Rockets, but I do agree. Like, yeah, if you're in that conversation of like who's a top NBA player at the time, or like if you're a tier one or an all star, superstar, whatever those labels are, you're gonna be in that ring conversation. That's just how it is. But you know, as a basketball player, like if you're trying to play in that, if you're trying to be a great, you gotta understand you're gonna be locked into that. And if it bothers you, then maybe you're playing for the wrong fucking reason.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
should be like, then maybe you should think about how you're gonna achieve that ring. And yeah, but do I think consecutively does it tarnish your legacy? Sure. I think it's how you handle it too.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think it's how you handle it. If you're a tier one and you never got a ring, but you're real about it, I don't think it's gonna tarnish. But if you're gonna like cry about it on a podcast, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
I mean, arguably the greatest team of all time, should have been the Golden State Warriors, but they're not because they didn't get that ring, right? I mean,
Hmm.
Exactly.
73 and
Yeah.
9,
That's a
right?
yeah. And they lost three. They lost 3-1 lead. I mean, that's a. I
Blew
mean,
a
that's
3-1 lead to
hanging
who though? Who was that?
to LeBron. To LeBron James and Kyrie
Oh,
Irving. Yeah.
wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is why the
So
argument that,
But
which is why
what made that epic though?
LeBron
What team
saved
was
MJ's
that?
legacy a little bit.
What LeBron team was that though that made it
LeBron.
epic? Right? That's why it's such a cool story. Like they fucking went down 3-1 against the Cavs and he brought it back home with the Cavs, right? So that's why it makes that story epic because he came back, he promised a ring, 3-1, hasn't been done in forever. They did it. And that's why it was a respectable fucking win. If he did it with another team, like the Heat, people like, yeah, well, they're supposed to win that shit. It's the fucking Heat, you know?
Yeah, I agree. But you just said MJ. I mean, LeBron saved MJ's legacy. What are you talking about?
He helped preserve it. I mean, not saved it. Sorry, helped preserve it by not
Oh, okay.
allowing, because the greatest team of all time now for everybody, who
Oh,
debates
Jordan.
it
Oh,
is still
okay.
that
The
Jordan's team,
72,
right?
72,
Right.
72
Because
and
had Golden
10,
State
96
won,
Bulls.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
And then
So in a
remember when
way, it's
that
yeah.
kind
whole
of
game was
ironic.
going on?
I
Everyone was
see. I
reposting that
see.
Scottie Pippen picture where he was wearing a shirt that says "Don't mean a thing without a ring."
Yeah, yeah,
And so
yeah.
when the Warriors lost, that's all everyone said. Don't mean a thing without a ring. It don't fucking matter. But also that
Scottie
season
Pippen
was epic too
deserves more
because
credit.
what they were playing to get the record, but nobody was fucking watching that game. Who were they watching? Kobe's retirement game, and he
Kobe.
fucking went
Oh
off.
yeah,
So
that's right. 60 points.
yeah, exactly. So it's not
I
like
wish I would have bought
that.
tickets. So stupid.
That's how it showed. People didn't give a fuck. Oh yeah, they're gonna fucking break the record. I'm gonna watch Kobe's last game.
Watch
Everyone's
this.
watching. Yeah.
All right, boys. Well, I think we covered all the things NBA ring culture. But let's talk about our boy Manny Pacquiao. He's back. He's
Yeah.
back in the
Tito,
ring.
Tito.
Yeah,
Tito Pacquiao.
yeah, he's back, man,
Jermaine,
and it's
talk to us, Jermaine. I mean, you kind of have kind of know a little something with
yeah. I mean,
the
it was kind of
Pacquiaos.
something that's always been talked about, and they wanted to time it. That's why he's been doing all those weird exhibition fights. Pulling a Floyd Mayweather. That's what people were calling. He's
Oh
doing
shit!
everything
Here we go
Floyd's
again.
doing, but it's always been something I know that, and from what I've heard, that he's always wanted to come back to some capacity. And now I guess they found an opportunity here with Rama or Barrio. Sorry, they want and but there's a lot of controversy saying like, why is he fucking in a title fight right away? And I can agree with that. It's like why, but I think it's because of the name. In boxing, if just to kind of step away from the whole Pacquiao, boxing's kind of fucking it's dying. Well, it's been dying. The interest hasn't been there really. um UFC and MMA has really taken all of that. So for them to put Manny in a fucking title fight right away is obviously a cash grab. That's really all it
Hmm.
is if we're really going to talk about it from face value. But so that's what a lot of people have a problem with. Like, why is he a title fight right away? It doesn't make sense. But also there's a lot of controversy with, is Barrios even a true champion? Because he was just really given that title because it was vacated by Crawford,
Mm,
because he went up
okay.
in weight, and they were like, well, he's not coming back to welterweight. So they gave it to Barrios after he. And so that's why the question is this guy even a real champion? And that's why a lot of people like questioning this fight. But obviously, Manny coming back, there's a lot of speculation as to why he's coming back. And the number one speculation that people are talking about is because, well, he had that presidential run and he lost a lot of money doing that. And that's kind of like what's
Mm,
under the microscope right now, that he needs to do this fight because of that. So that's kind of like where this is going, because yeah, people are like, well, well, yeah, he was the speculation, he did those exhibition fights to generate more money for his presidential run. He lost by a fucking landslide. I was hearing. I didn't follow it, but from what I heard, like it wasn't even close. But also at the end of the day, I was like, come on, bro. You're
yeah.
gonna run for president. Like senator's
Yeah.
cool, but
Yeah.
like you
Senator's one thing. Yeah, for
but like,
sure.
come on, man. Like, you really wanna do this? You really wanna be the guy with the nuclear codes? I don't even know if the Philippines have nukes, but but it's just like, I think he was overreaching, and apparently like a lot of things he did for his campaign was out of pocket. Like he had to pay out of pocket. And knowing Manny
Mm,
Pacquiao, and I think you guys can also tell, like there were so many leeches. Well, I mean, in the Philippines, that's just kind of like the culture. Oh, he's got money; they're gonna flock to him. And
yeah.
he was such a nice guy that he was giving money out, money, and just people in his circle, toxic
That's
people in
sad.
his circle, took advantage of a nice guy. But at the end of the day, I personally like. I'm excited to see this fight because it kind of bringing back that nostalgia. It's like, fuck yeah, Pacquiao's in this, fucking whatever.
Yeah,
I don't
dude.
give a fuck about the narrative. Like, oh, why is he fighting a championship fight? Why Mario Barrios is not even a fucking true champion. I don't give a shit. Let's just watch it because Manny gave us some great fights. I just want to see it, but do I think he's gonna win? Maybe, maybe.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that experience versus age, which is gonna win in the ring, and I think there's a lot of experience that Manny has. I mean, granted, Barrios only has 18 wins. He's got a 18, something like that. I got to
Hmm.
double check that. He's got a good knockout percentage, so he's a heavy hitter. But the question is, who has he fought? Really, for a lot of the casuals. So do I think it's a fair fight for me? Oh yeah, it's fair. It's a fair fight. People are like, oh, he's too young. I'm like, no, it's a fair fight because Barrios is up and coming. People are like, nah, he's there. He's not a true champion. He was handed that belt. Um, but Manny is a legend, so it's definitely going to bring in a lot of money, and that's what boxing needs right now. They need money,
Yeah.
So, but I want to know what you guys think, like of this fight, like when it was announced and things like that. Me personally, fuck it, I'm excited for what it is. Manny's coming back. We get to watch him. Another Pacquiao party. It's been a while.
Yes. Speaking about
Yes.
speaking of speaking about Pacquiao parties, I saw a meme like a couple months way before this fight was announced that it was like it's like a Filipino like Instagram page, and they're like, kids these days won't know what it's like to have a Manny Pacquiao party. So I'm kind of excited for like the younger Filipinos who never got to experience that. They can finally
Yeah.
experience like how lit it is, like all the
Yeah.
titos and getting
Pretty
fucked
lit,
up, and
dude.
there's
Yeah.
like gambling in the back, there's mahjong, there's fucking poker, someone's smoking weed outside, and
Yeah.
beers are
Yeah.
getting cracked open. It's a fucking vibe, you know.
They're gonna get a
The
taste of it.
lechons right there,
Yeah,
yeah.
they're gonna get a
Big
taste
vibe.
of it, but they'll never understand what it was at peak. You
Oh
know,
yes,
Oh
oh
man.
yes.
peak was like when he was just knocking out fucking everybody. You know, and
Yeah,
my bad.
yeah.
You know, if we get any Barrios fans on here, I had to look it up. The 18 was his knockouts. He has 29 wins, 18 by knockout. So that's the correction right there.
Solid.
Yeah, so I was like 18. No, it was 18 knockouts, 29 wins. So he's a pretty solid fighter. There's nothing taken away from Barrios, but like I said, the whole argument is like is not a true champion, not a true champion, but he's fighting a champion, 8 division world champion. If he can hold his own against that, do you guys think that would define him as a true champion?
So, I mean, yeah, like uh, I don't want it to get lost in either of like, Manny Pacquiao still has that aura, right? Like he's still.
Of
I
course.
mean, I'll put it this way. Tied into KBW. Um, Goldberg just had his last match, right? And you'll get people. There's a lot of people that are like, "Oh my God, Goldberg again! Like the dude's so old, yada
Which,
yada yada." Right?
real quick, I thought he was already retired. What the fuck was a retirement match? Someone was already retired.
No, it was not retired, but
Okay.
but the point being is when you get certain like names, especially in combat sports, like if they're willing to put the work in and train and get ready for something, like I'm down to watch them again. So as excited I was about watching or hearing that Goldberg was announced and he was going to face Gunther in his retirement match in Atlanta, which obviously makes sense, right? I mean, I'm
Mm-hmm.
stoked. This isn't obviously Pacquiao's retirement match, but
Mm-hmm.
the fact that he's coming out to fight is another like reason to be excited about boxing, which is great. Not just
Yeah.
for his pockets, but for boxing's pockets.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, because of my friendship with you guys, I mean, I'm a Pacquiao fan, right? Like the vibes are immaculate at Pacquiao parties. So I became a fan. Not to mention the dude was electric, right? When he was stepping the ring, so he was definitely must see. So to me, he's still must see, and I'm excited for it. But in terms of like cementing a legacy, I guess this goes back to ring culture, right? Like he has the title, right? So I mean, if he beats
Yeah.
Pacquiao, he says he gets to beat that he beat Pacquiao. Like that's
Yeah.
another notch in the legacy belt, right? So yeah, I mean, I think it'd be a big deal for Mario Barrios to win, and I think it does
Yeah.
help his legacy.
Yeah. I think yeah, if he puts on like a very convincing fight against Pacquiao, I think people have no other choice but to say, yeah, he's a true champion because he's fighting in a former 8 division world champion, the only fighter to ever do that. And whether he has a title or not, people call him the champ because they know who he is. They know who Manny is. So I think there's a lot riding on Barrios here to kind of prove that he deserves this title. And I know he's had a fight after Crawford, but I think that went to a draw. So he's kind of looking to prove something. I mean, anyone who's watching this video, maybe on TikTok, correct me if I'm wrong. If that fight went to a draw, I didn't watch it. I just know that I think there was a draw on that. So there's a lot for him to prove on this fight. And Manny, I think maybe this is just sport for him. This is fun. He wants to get back into it, And the crazy thing is that I was reading that after this he's looking to go for Gervonta Davis, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Like,
Tank
yeah,
Davis.
yeah.
Let's
I
fucking
guess
do
Damn.
it, dude. Who cares?
after this
Do it.
fight, that's
Oh,
someone he would like
fucking.
to go for, and it's as fans of Manny, you're also looking at his well being. It's like, bro, I don't know if you should
Yeah,
do that. Like that's not
dude.
you got nothing
That's
left to
fair.
prove, man. Everyone knows what
Yeah.
you can do. Everyone
Yeah,
knows your accolades. Everyone knows you're an 8 division world champion. You don't
that's
need to do
Tito,
that.
man. Yeah,
But I think it's just that it just shows you the hunger in him that he's like, nah, I want to fight. I want to get back in
still
this
wants to
shit. So
compete.
we'll never know really why he's coming back. Is it because he just misses it? He just wants to get in there and fucking knock someone out again? Is it because he has that money trouble that a lot of people are speculating on, that from his campaign trail and being just, you know, drained of his money? We don't know. But all I know is he's fighting this fucking Saturday.
It's going to be lit.
Yeah. But
Oh
like,
yeah.
Zach, you were talking about ring culture and all that with boxing. I guess
Mm.
the version of that in boxing is obviously Floyd. He's got 0 wins, and everyone,
0 losses.
or 0 losses. Yeah, everyone wants to talk about like that's why he's the greatest. Do you guys think having 0 losses makes you the greatest?
I mean, I have 0 losses,
Yeah, me too.
right? Francis, you have 0 losses, right?
I don't have any
No,
I don't have any wins either.
but I don't have any wins though either. Yeah. So it's really hard to argue against Floyd, honestly. Like,
Yeah.
I've tried to do it. I think we all have tried to do it, but it's just, I mean,
No, respectfully, I
it's
mean, I think I give Floyd
yeah.
his credit in what he's done, but I think
He is probably the GOAT, dude.
yeah, but just the number one conversation when you ask someone is like, why is he the GOAT? He's got 0 losses. I was like, okay, yeah, but there's a lot of things that people understand that Floyd did well in the fucking ring. You know, he knew how to control that shit. He knew how to
He had
control.
good ring culture.
yeah, exactly. No, but he knew exactly how to play the game, and he was a tactician, and he boxed. He was a boxer, and
Mm-hmm.
Manny's a different, because those two are always in the conversation. Manny or Floyd, Manny or Floyd, Manny or Floyd, and two different fighter styles make fights, and Floyd was a master at this shit. I gotta give him credit for it. And my favorite fight for him was Canelo. Him and Canelo. He fucked up Canelo.
Yeah.
But going back to Manny Pacquiao, Barrios, I think this is good for the sport. Fuck it. People are like, this is terrible for the sport. No, it's good for the sport. You know why? Because it's getting people to watch this shit again.
Yep, exactly.
If I don't have to watch Jake Paul versus blah blah blah.
Yeah,
yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
You guys want to talk about
Jake,
this ruining the sport, but y'all fucking paying pay-per-view to watch Jake Paul's scripted fights? Come on.
Well, see Mike Tyson's bare ass.
Yeah. Giving a kiss to his son, turns around, love you, son, walks around, and it's like, bro, you just kissed your dad with his ass hanging out, bro.
Ass.
Bro,
Yeah.
Double cheeked up.
Double cheeked up on a Thursday afternoon.
On a Thursday. Hella ass.
Man. Yeah, but I think, like I said, so this is fun. I like, it's kind of like, I don't really know how to feel about this fight until I see it. It's easy for people to say, "Oh, here we got a clip from was Manny Pacquiao." There's actually a very
Is this when he got his foot stepped on?
for this. No, that was Marquez. Marquez always stepping on his fucking foot.
I don't think that the fight was 100% serious. Nobody was trying to really kill each other or knock anybody out. With the way that Floyd fights, it doesn't seem like a serious fight because he puts his shots and he's very, very slow-paced fighter. So it's always going to look like a more serious fight on Mayweather's end. Like I said, if Pacquiao would have put a real Pacquiao pressure on him, I think that it would have been a Pacquiao fight.
Yeah, I would have to agree. I think that's just money always talks in the sport of boxing. Everyone fucking knows.
To be fair, though, specifically with that fight, like, I mean, I don't think it's crazy to say that Mayweather's the greatest counterpuncher of all time. Uh-huh. That is something that you got to look out for too. So maybe Manny might have been a little bit too, apprehensive to attack so much because of the counterpunching ability of Mayweather too. So like,
yeah. I mean,
I don't know.
His hands, man. People don't give him credit for those counter punches.
And every time he lands one, the judges go nuts.
Yeah, it's because they're clean. I mean, and
those little jabs.
Even Floyd said after that fight, he was like, it was a calculated attack. That's what he was doing, and that's what boxing is. You do enough to win. You land punches, you win.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean,
that's true.
Obviously, those comments, there's a lot of arguments over that. I mean, it's very divided depending on how you want to look at it. But at the end of the day, I'm just glad we were able to, like, go through that era of just like, holy shit, these are great fucking fights. And, you know, it was easy to hate on Floyd because he played that heel role so fucking well, and people don't understand that. Like, dude, he knows how to sell fights. That's why he's acting like that. He knows you're gonna fucking hate on him. That's why he's fucking selling the fight. And I even like would hate on. I was like, man, fuck this guy. I'm so sick of his shit. But at the end of the day, it's like, man, he plays a great role as a heel, and Manny is such a good guy that he couldn't play the heel. So you're just watching two guys, heel and the face, you know. And
Ooh, everything's pro wrestling, dude.
Yeah.
Floyd is like the epitome of like, don't hate the player, hate the game.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
it's like,
Right.
I mean, he used what boxing was to his advantage. I mean, there's no like single commissioner like Dana White is in UFC. Like, he could literally make his own fights and get the most money out of it and negotiate his own deals. So that's the game of boxing, and he played it to the best way he can.
Yeah.
I mean,
and it's funny because everyone, like, every time Floyd fights, what was the conversation? It's like, man, no, that guy was fucking him up. He was way more active. And then they bring up the boxing
the
percentages.
stats.
Yeah.
Like,
Like, oh shit.
In every section right here, Floyd did way better.
Yeah.
It's
Exactly.
just, people are like, you know, I guess you could call it, let's say, casuals. They're just caught up in like the who's more active and the theatrics, let's call it. They're more caught up in the theatrics than the actual science of the sport. And that's what Floyd did so fucking well. Floyd is the epitome of ring culture. Of course, Jeriz is gonna say that. He loves Floyd. But yeah, so bringing it back to Manny Pacquiao, I'm happy he's back. It's fun. It's fun to see.
Yeah.
You know, Gervonta Davis, if you want to fight him, fuck, okay.
I watched that too.
Yeah, I'll watch it too. But man, I'm just, you know, I'm getting Marquez flashbacks already.
Oh yeah,
Pacquiao party, baby.
But regardless, it's cool that he's back, and he's, you know, and a lot of people are like, well, does this mean Floyd's gonna come? I don't think he's gonna come back. It doesn't mean anything for
No, Floyd has no reason to come back for anything.
No, he doesn't. But yeah, there it is. Pacquiao, Gervonta. It could be a compelling fight. Let's just be honest. I mean, we can.
I think it'd be fun.
Closing off the stream towards this and just speculate, because that is the conversation. Manny Pacquiao, should he beat Barrios, which he has a very good opportunity to? Will he face Gervonta Davis because he wants Gervonta Davis? He's actually apparently has said that. And I'm just like, that'd be great, but holy shit.
Yeah.
I mean, Ugas. I remember that Ugas fight. He didn't do too well there. And imagine he was supposed to fight Errol Spence, but the argument was, well, he was training for Errol Spence, not Ugas. So Ugas was a different fighter. So that's an argument there. But at the end of the day, I just think, like, he got outclassed by a jab the whole night. That's all Ugas did. He kept a good distance, kept him away. And I think Errol Spence, just as, you know, lanky, longer reach, could have done the same and won that fight convincingly. So maybe a fight with Gervonta Davis could be even, but people don't sleep on that fucking punching power of Gervonta Davis. He could land one, and we'll see Pacquiao Marquez flashbacks.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I want to see what the betting odds for Pacquiao is real quick.
Oh, you should check that out. You're the betting guy. You should talk about that.
Yeah.
But while you look that up, I could talk more about just, you know, Pacquiao fighting. Oh, here we go.
There is one thing I would like to see Mayweather come back for.
Who?
A readathon against 50 Cent.
Remember
I would pay a pay-per-view.
Remember that challenge where he was like, if you could
I would pay a pay-per-view price to see that.
If you could read a book,
a Harry Potter book.
Yeah,
a Harry Potter book.
Yeah.
I'll donate. Fuck Ice Challenge. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean,
Pacquiao is the underdog. I'm for sure betting on Pacquiao.
Really? Okay. That's.
Oh, there you go.
He is a plus 220 to 245, depending on the book you're at.
There you go. Well, what do you guys think? I want to hear what you guys think. Do you think? What do you think the outcome of this fight? Pacquiao or Barrios?
Shit. I'm gonna go Pacquiao split decision.
Okay. You, Zach.
That makes sense. I'm going Barrios. I mean, come on now, dude. Pacquiao's hella old.
See, it's age versus
Hey,
experience.
hey, my heart's telling me Pacquiao, but my gut's telling me go with the young buck
Yeah.
with 18 knockouts.
Yeah. Man, he's got way more
Sorry, guys.
knockouts. Let's just put that out there. But
Well, I guess.
um,
When was his last one? It's like 20 years ago.
yeah,
17, dog. 17 years ago.
we were
Sorry,
still kids.
guys.
Nah, but
I like to be right, guys.
yeah. Well, age versus experience in the ring, I'm gonna have to go with Pacquiao because hey, he's the questionable champion that people like to dub Barrios as is facing a real champion. And a real champion maybe be the one to show him what it's like to be a champion. So I'm gonna
Here's
go
what I'll
ahead
ask
with
you guys though
Pacquiao
too.
by decision.
Who do you think
Yeah.
boxing wants to win more?
Pacquiao.
You think
Sure.
so?
That's the
You
only
think
reason.
Pacquiao?
Why do you think they put him in a title fight this quick? They could have
Yeah.
easily said, "Hey, no, you get a tune-up fight," but the WBA is like, "No, we need the money. Get the fuck in there. You need to win."
Yeah.
Interesting. You don't think boxing's better served by having Barrios beat him?
I mean,
Like
it
the
could,
sport?
but then if he loses, then the WBA is like, "Oh fuck." Who's
Well, they maybe just needed
we
Pacquiao
can't
to
put
agree to it.
Pacquiao in the ring with Gervonta now.
Oh, that is
Yeah,
true.
that's the thing.
That
Yeah,
is
who's going to
true.
sell more
That's a good point.
tickets?
Because they have to
Barrios
make the money.
versus Gervonta? I don't think so.
Maybe this is
Yeah.
the tune-up fight.
It could be. But I think it's also, like people are over. It could be a tune-up fight. It could very much. It's a good point because it's
For
just like
Davis.
he's not. A lot of people, like I said just
Interesting.
earlier, they don't consider him a true champion. So maybe this is
Right.
a tune-up fight. So who knows? But I do think that Barrios has, he has that motivation to get in this and prove his worth as a champion, coming off that draw. I believe I'm gonna have to look that up. If I'm wrong, TikTokers, go ahead and just talk about it.
Flame this guy.
Yeah. Fucking, you guys like to do it so much because I like to fuck around and everyone takes it so seriously.
We're a comedy pod. People forget.
Yeah,
we are comedians. We're a comedy pod.
It's a comedy podcast, and this is all fun. But that's the point. We're supposed to talk about this shit, so talk about it.
Yep.
All right, y'all. I think we covered everything, all the topics we wanted to talk about. Let's close it up, and I just want to say to all our viewers out there, check us out in the future. We got more podcasts coming along the way, especially with football season around the corner. We will be doing like weekly podcasts talking about fantasy football, my favorite bets, talking about all things NFL, and that's not around the corner. But we're going to try our best to keep this consistent with other topics, even though we are like in the dark part of sports season. It's just baseball, really.
Whoa.
And the WNBA.
You just made the list.
Whoa. God dang.
Yeah.
Bro, baseball is only fun starting September, October. If you want to watch it on TV. That's my thing.
We had the home run derby tonight, man. Jeez. I had the All-Star game tomorrow. Hey, it was
Was
kind
it
of
electric?
No.
Exactly.
Too many stupid rules, man. And
Yeah.
there wasn't really any big names in it either, but that's a whole different pod we could talk about. Damn it.
But yeah.
I hate
All
that
right,
you guys are
y'all.
right.
We're tuning. We're tuning out. Check us out on our all social K4V3, F5P0RT5 Cave Sports. We also got some articles on our website too. Check it out. And if you want to sign up for Patreon for exclusive content, you can hit that up as well. So yeah, until next time, boys. Peace.
Check out our article by Brian
Peace.
Windhorst.
Windy doesn't deserve that, guys.